Is this the end of everything? Has Kim Taehyung, the figure who has always been an inseparable part of BTS, truly left the group? And why did Jungkook, the golden magne, finally admit he cried when he heard of Taehyung's decision? Is this only temporary? Or are we witnessing a farewell that no army around the world ever expected? Taehyung's decision to go to Los Angeles is not just a simple change of location. This is a new chapter that raises a big question. Is this a sign that BTS will never be the same again? The world of K-pop trembled in uncertainty as this news surfaced. A major step that shocked the public, sparked widespread speculation, and most painfully, left traces of tears from Jungkook, who had always seemed the strongest, the firmest, and the most emotionally guarded in public. This story began with signals that initially went unnoticed. Taehyung started showing changes. He no longer appeared frequently on platforms like Weverse, his posts became rare, and when he did show up, there was a different aura that was hard to explain. Loyal BTS fans, ARMY, began to wonder, what is really going on with V? Is this just a phase? Or is there something deeper? Those signs became stronger when American paparazzi captured Taehyung's quiet departure from South Korea to Los Angeles. No official schedule, no announcement from bighit music, no statement. There was only Taehyung, dressed simply, wearing sunglasses, and a face that couldn't hide its restlessness. ARMY immediately erupted. Why was this departure so sudden? Why to LA? And why without a single BTS member seen sending him off? A few days after his departure, Taehyung's Instagram shook the world. A photo with a brief but meaningful caption. Sometimes we need to find ourselves, even if it means leaving for a while. This sentence was not only touching, but also painful, as if Taehyung was saying he really had to leave. From whom? From what? From BTS. On the other side of the world, Jungkook was busy promoting his hugely successful solo. But in an exclusive interview with a Korean media outlet that later spread internationally, Jungkook finally opened up about something he had been holding back. When asked about the condition of BTS members, especially his relationship with Taehyung, Jungkook couldn't hide his emotions. His face tensed, his eyes turned red, and his usually loud voice sounded faint. "I know he's searching for something," said Jungkook, "but when he decided to leave without saying much, I cried." This statement immediately ignited ARMY's emotions. If Jungkook cried, then this wasn't just Taehyung's journey. This wasn't just about music. This was about a bond built over more than a decade. A strong bond that had weathered many storms, now facing a difficult choice. The question now grows larger. Did Taehyung really leave BTS? bighit music did not immediately provide clarification. They chose silence. And as often happens, agency silence only fuels wild public interpretations. Several entertainment industry analysts began making speculative statements. Some claimed Taehyung was in talks for a major Hollywood film project. Others said he would be settling in LA to focus on fashion and the arts, long-standing interests of his. But the most shocking report came from an internal source who claimed Taehyung had declined the exclusive contract renewal offer with hybe for future group activities. If true, this would mean Taehyung's decision wasn't just about a break, but a potential permanent farewell. Then where does Jungkook stand in all this? As the youngest member with an extraordinary emotional closeness to Taehyung, Jungkook seemed shaken. In his latest live broadcast on the official platform, he was noticeably silent longer than usual. He sang with a softer tone, and most shockingly, at the end of his live, he said, "If you can hear me, Hyung, I hope you're okay." Taehyung, on the other hand, has yet to respond directly. But he has been seen attending several meetings with major musicians and producers in LA, including secret collaborations rumored to be groundbreaking in the global music industry. Is this the reason for his departure? Has this always been his dream, now finally pursued, though it meant leaving BTS? Meanwhile, Jeon, who had just completed his military service, also reacted. In a comment that appeared in a closed community, Jeon wrote briefly, "Sometimes, we must let someone go to find their own way." Is this a blessing? or a subtle warning that Taehyung has truly chosen his own path. One thing is certain: BTS is not okay right now. The internal dynamics of the group have long been a hot topic, but they've always shown an unshakable unity. Until Taehyung's solo decision to go to ELD marked something greater than just a personal project. The question now is not only whether Taehyung is leaving BTS, but what will happen to BTS next? What is the future of the group if even one of its essential 7 parts decides not to return? And what about Jungkook, who is now openly showing his emotional wounds? Fans, analysts, even fellow idols are starting to speak out. Many support Taehyung's step as a form of self-actualization, but just as many are disappointed. In the midst of BTS's global success, this decision came like lightning in the middle of the day. Too sudden, too quiet, too painful. We still don't know how this story ends. We don't yet know if Taehyung will return. We don't know whether Jungkook's tears will be the beginning of reconciliation or the closing of a chapter that has ended. But one thing is sure: the history of BTS is being rewritten today. Not by awards, not by Billboard charts, but by personal decisions shaking the emotional foundation of the group and all armies worldwide. Will BTS remain whole? Will Taehyung return to the group that raised his name? Or is this the beginning of a new era, where members walk their own paths and shared dreams slowly fade into memories? However, amidst the roar of speculation and overwhelming emotions surrounding this news, it's important to take a breath, open our eyes more clearly, and ask the most basic question: is all of this true? Has Taehyung really left BTS? Did Jungkook truly cry over that decision? In reality, up to this moment, there's been no official statement from bighit Music, hybe, or Taehyung himself saying that he has left BTS. His move to Los Angeles cannot immediately be interpreted as a sign of separation or disbandment. Over the years, BTS members have frequently moved between countries for various reasons: solo projects, modeling jobs, solo music, or simply to rest from the immense pressures of the entertainment industry. Taehyung is known as an artist with broad interests, from fashion, photography, fine arts, to acting. His trip to ELD may well be rooted in a desire to deepen his creative side, but it cannot automatically be concluded that it means he is leaving BTS. Moreover, considering BTS's consistent communication style with fans, a decision of this magnitude would never be announced quietly without an official explanation or proper confirmation. Jungkook's alleged crying also cannot be definitively confirmed. Many interview snippets are taken out of context, edited, or even manipulated to create dramatic narratives that draw public attention. A phrase like "I cried" can have many meanings, and it doesn't always relate to something sad. Jungkook is a deeply emotional and sensitive person, but that doesn't mean every tear is caused by separation or conflict. Much of the viral news circulating stems from unverified media, speculative forums, and even clickbait social media accounts that intentionally exploit issues for attention. They play with fans' emotions, twist facts, and turn reality into dramatic stories that seem real but are not grounded in verified data. Even more so, we must understand that BTS members are currently serving their mandatory military duty. Different individual schedules, scattered locations, and non-group activities are inevitable. But this has been planned for a long time and is part of a strategy agreed upon together. In fact, through their social media messages, members have consistently shown that BTS remains united even while separated by time and distance. Both Taehyung, Jungkook, and others have repeatedly stressed that they will return as one group after the military service ends. Taehyung also recently showed togetherness with other members, either through subtle support on social media or through private interactions known to close fans. Even when rumors surfaced that he rejected a contract renewal, in truth, hybe has not released any official statement regarding that. We cannot rely on internal sources or hearsay to define truth without proper clarification. As army or general public, we have a moral responsibility to filter information before spreading it. Being wise in consuming news, especially emotionally charged, dramatic, and clickbait content, is the first step to maintaining a healthy fandom ecosystem. Because it's not impossible that baseless news like this adds unnecessary psychological pressure to the idols themselves, we must also learn to distinguish between fictional, entertaining stories and factual journalistic reports that can be held accountable. Articles like this may aim to stir emotions, ignite curiosity, and present narrative conflict, but we must never forget that truth remains truth and must not be clouded just for the sake of drama. In the end, until there is an official statement from Taehyung, Jungkook, or their agency. The rumors about Taehyung leaving BTS and Jungkook crying over it cannot be considered true. We are only faced with fragments of events arranged in such a way as to create the illusion of conflict. Therefore, the answer to the question that has shaken armies' hearts around the world, did Taehyung leave BTS? For now is no. And if Jungkook did cry, it wasn't because of farewell, but because of the deep love and brotherhood within BTS. Not the end, but just a part of their long journey still unfolding. Let's continue supporting them with genuine spirit, clear information, and sincere love. Because in the end, BTS is not just a music group. They are a family, and true family never really separates.